Hey guys, I just wanted to kind of share with you this build that I stumbled upon, and when I say stumbled upon, I mean Diablo kind of directs you toward builds, but I skipped last season and I didn't do any research on this one. I wasn't even going to play, but here I am. So, I actually started this character yesterday, and I'm Paragon 319 at the beginning of today, so it was a pretty busy day. I came across some gear, so the rolls that you're going to see on this gear probably aren't ideal, but I've gotten pretty lucky, and I just wanted to share with you my success. So I kind of call this the Don't Break the Wind ranged monk, and I say that because Sweeping Wind is forever active, and if it goes down, you're probably going to die. So the build is around the Sunwuko set, the Monkey King Garb. So your 2 set, you get a 50% damage reduction. Your 4 set, you get this little exploding thing. It's stupid. There's no point really. Your 6 set, you get a 3,000% damage increase to your Lashing Tail Kick, Tempest Rush, and Wave of Light. I'm focusing on Wave of Light. With this set, you can also get a 2-piece of the Innas. So the change to that was the increase the passive effect of your Mystic Ally and the base passive effect of your Mantra by 100%. So I'm kind of saving the base passive effect of my Mantra for later on when I need more survivability, but right now I'm using it for damage. I am also using that because you can switch this out instead of the crudest boots, and you can basically get 2 Mystic Allies here. So beyond that, for my Wave of Light damage, I am running Sokrin's Gaze. It's 150% increased Wave of Light, and then you can cast it at your enemy, so it's basically, that's your range right there. Pinto's Pride, that's another 150% damage, and it also slows enemies when you hit them with Wave of Light. And then the big one right there, the Kiyoshiro's Blade, that's 150% damage increase to Wave of Light. If you're fighting a boss or hits 3 or fewer enemies, that's a 250% increase. So that's pretty beast. As my offhand right now, I'm kind of working on that still, but I'm using the Crystal Fist. Dashing Strike reduces your damage by 50% for 6 seconds. That's all survivability. I don't care what else is on that. I am currently using an Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac, and I'm probably going to keep using it. You know, it really keeps my my Epiphany up, and it gives me the Dashing Strike a little bit more often, so I can have that 50% damage reduction. I'm using a word so that I can have that extra little bit of CC because I am using lightning damage right now. And then I'm using a Bane of the Powerful. I'm using Gogok of Swiftness. I don't know if that's the right choice for this, but I'm liking it so far. And obviously the Bane of the Trapped. So let's get into the build a little bit here. I'm using Epiphany Desert Shroud. That's basically a staple to any monk build. Wave of Light, Pillar of the Ancients. That's really up to you. I'm using the Weird Word right now, and I like the extra lightning damage. Sweeping Wind, Inner Storm. This basically gives you 8 spirit per second when you're at 3 or more stacks. Dashing Strike, Way of the Falling Star. It just gives you the movement speed. I like that. I'm using the Mystic Ally right now, the Air Ally for the 4 spirit per second, and gain 100 spirit on use. And I'm using Mantra of Conviction, which could easily be switched out for Mantra of Salvation once you need more survivability, but right now I'm kind of working on damage. I'm using Harmony, survivability obviously, Near-Death Experience, I don't want to die all the time, Beacon of Itar, cooldown reduction, and Exalted Soul. This increases your maximum spirit by 50 and your regeneration. You could also use Chant of Resonance, which it's basically the same concept. Your activations on your mantras are a little bit cheaper. So the basic concept of this build is, by God, don't break the wind. If this wind breaks, you're probably going to die. So Sweeping Wind, every time you use this, it takes a charge away from Sweeping Wind. I should probably show you my Kanais. So for Kanais, I have the Incense Torch of the Grand Temple. Reduces my spirit cost of Wave of Light by 50%. That is huge. It lets you spam. Kiroshiro's Soul. So Sweeping Wind gains 2 stacks every second. It does not deal damage to an enemy. This is why you have to be ranged. You're teleporting all over the place, trying to stay away from enemies, making sure that you keep that 3 stacks. And the Ring of Royal Grandeur. So as you can see, every time I teleport, I get the Crystal Fist buff. That's 50% damage reduction. So you're basically, the plan is, keep uptime on Epiphany and maintain your Sweeping Wind. So every time I use Wave of Light, it's basically taking a charge off of that, but the Kirishiro Belt actually gives me 2 charges every second that doesn't hit an enemy. So as you can see, it wore off right there. You've got to keep range, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. I'm still getting used to it. But, I mean, this build just hits like a truck. In smaller rifts like that, it can be a little bit harder to keep Epiphany up. But there's an elite pack. Dead. So as you can see, it's a pretty good build. In a day, I've gotten up to T62 Greater Rift and completed it with relative ease. So I'm just going to keep pushing up and keep getting the rolls and see how it goes. If you guys want to play, I'm always looking for people to run with. So add me. Cure admin number 1698. Later.